Hello guys, welcome back. So like I said, there are several methods to get a 4 bars and 5 bars, and this is one of the methods I've talked about in the group. So this method is a free trick for you guys who don't want to buy the VPN, but you need a free trick to get your 4 bars. So you can try this trick. If it doesn't work for you, of which it should work for you, if it doesn't work for you, then you come and buy the VPN. So this is how this trick works. So firstly, run a fast.com speed test and then check the client's name like I've done inside this screenshot. Once you find the client's name, then the next thing you have to do is go to a speed checker, okay, and check which servers are top on your server list. So as you saw in the previous picture, South Africa was top on my speed checker. I use it to check the pings. Now after checking that South Africa is my number one top server on my ping checker list, I test that particular server in a match, and if that server doesn't give me a stable flat 4 bars, I forget that server. I don't use that server, that client again. So first thing, you go to fast.com, check the client you are on, and then after checking the client you are on, if you have a ping test, you can run a ping test. If you don't have a ping test like I do, you can use the network graph at the end of every match to check your ping. Okay, you can use the network graph at the end of every match to check your ping. If you don't have the application, I have to check the ping. So if you realize that that particular client from the fast.com is bad, what you have to do is just turn your data, or just turn your data on and off. Okay, turn it off and then turn it on. Once you do that, it's going to change a client for you, a new fresh client of which you are going to use to find whether you would get a good server connection. So you just repeat that until you find the perfect server for you. Sometimes it can take long, but for me, I know some of the best servers. I know some of the best servers for my Wi-Fi. So whenever I don't get them, I don't even have to check the network graph or run a test. I know those servers are bad for particular server I want to connect. So all what I'm saying is fast.com, get the client name, run test on that client name to see whether that client is fast or not. This is the free trick. If that client is fast, you note that client, because whenever you turn your data on and off, it's going to give you a bad client, which would give you a bad server. I hope you get what I'm saying. So I've explained it into details in Telegram group. If you don't understand, you can check the Telegram group. If you are already from the Telegram group, you probably understand what I'm saying. So this client I'm currently on gives me constant 4 bars. So if for some reason I'm not able to find this particular client which will give me the 4 bars, then I use a VPN to give me 4 bars. Okay, if the VPN is also not wanting to give me 4 bars, then I can go to P2P. P2P is 100% 4 or 5 bars. P2P is 100% 4 or 5 bars. So these are the couple of tricks you need to know if you want to boost your connectivity. Aside that, this opponent has 5 bars, and when playing, when you are paired with a 5 bars opponent, it's very important how stable your 4 bars is. Even if it's 3 bars, it has to be very, very stable. But the highest you can connect, the highest you can get closer to a server, that's how stable your ping would be. Okay, so with this, I forgot to say something, but I've talked about it in the Telegram group already. That is switching servers. So after finding your client, sometimes the eFootball, the game won't allow you to test it in the correct server. So let's see, I want to be in the South Africa server to test a particular client, but it won't allow me to be in the South Africa server. So what I have to do at this step is I have to connect to a VPN, force it to put me on South Africa server, and then test the speed on the South Africa server. So As you can see, it's smooth, it's stable, and I'm going to show you the graph at the end of this particular match. So that's the free trick. That's the free trick. For those who don't understand, you just join Telegram group. Everything is detailed over there. Let's head right into the second half with this 5 bar opponent. And as you can see, his 5 bars is very stable, very stable. That means whoever nice tackle. The reason why I can do all of these sliding tackles is because of the stability. If your bars is not very stable, you can't do certain stuff. So this stability is very important, and that's crazy. So I hope that I've explained everything about this free trick to get your bars to the maximum. If you still don't get it to the maximum, you just DM me and I'm just going to put you on a certain VPN. That VPN at a cheap fee is going to give you the bars you need, faster and smoother matches. Okay, so you have nothing to worry about. The link to message me would also be in the video description. Okay, so you have a chance. Opponent's stability is crazy. It's 5 bar. We are currently on a South African server, and the stability is just crazy. I can't even use stand and win. That is one thing I forgot to say. The stand and win, you need the utmost, like it has to be very stable. Even though this bar in South Africa is stable, it's not the stable I want for stand and win. There is a particular server. When I go to that server, it gives me the stability I want, but that server is full, and as at the time I'm uploading this video, that server is full, and so I can't use that server for the demonstration today. But I did a demonstration of the standard win, how it works. You'd realize that these are two different speed. How that particular match was running is different from how this one is going. So at 78th minute, all of us 1 bar, and everyone is stable. Everyone is freaking stable. Whoever bars drop slightly is going to pay a huge cost. And I'm dashing backwards instead of stand and win, because I know as this thing is very stable. Very stable. And as I've said, we need a certain stability to do stand and win. So depending on the kind of network graph you get in certain servers, you can make a decision, and that is how you do it at the 89th minute. So this video is just a quick explanation on how to get your bars to the maximum. You go to fast.com, you find your client, and you run test on your client. Okay, you run test to see whether it's fast or not. If it's fast for about 3 times, you just have to stick with that client, and sometimes maybe that client will dip, but when you find that right client, that's it. Anytime your internet disconnects, you have to find that client again. If you don't want to use this method, you can use the VPN. The other methods to just like blocking server and all of that. So as you can see, purely straight 4 bars. So yeah, first method works, and I'ma see you whenever I upload next. Bye bye.